guys, it's a new day. As you can see, she's on a different lift. We have a different lift. This is Josh's lift. A little shop update in this video, but yeah, so we had to put it on the back burner for a little bit while we were getting the flywheel and flex plate machined out. So I'll show you guys what's up with that. So if you remember, this had a ring all the way around, basically like this, except for the pickups were spaced out a little farther. So that last clip was me trying to run the engine on that flywheel with that pickup and with the factory crank angle sensor. Did not want to happen. So we went ahead, machined off those teeth. We machined the inside a little bit to get the inner diameter of this to sit down in it. And we shaved this thickness of this flex plate off of this surface. That way it doesn't change the height or measurements for the slave and the clutch to the trans. And just like that, that is how you put a VQ35 clutch on a VQ30. So the last step to this is I'm going to go through and drill some holes on the outside of this and just put a few tacks in there just to try to keep this from rotating, because as you can see, it will rotate. Now, of course, with the bolts and stuff in there, it's not going to, but we just want to make sure it's as accurate as possible. So I'm gonna set you guys up. So you just saw me drill my holes and weld up the old flex plate to the flywheel. So I figured 4 tacks would be plenty. So you just drill yourself a little hole and prep it, grind down all the paint and zinc coating, and just tack it in there. You can go more than 4 tacks, but 4 should be plenty because you've got 8 bolts holding it as well. So not much to worry about. Let's go ahead and toss it in the car. Before I forget, we are using ARP hardware, of course, and there is the part number if you need it. So one other thing you want to do to your hardware that you're putting into the crank for the flywheel is I put little dabs of Loctite. You don't have to put a shit ton of Loctite. Just put a little dab. It's enough to go a long way. And then ARP will send you some lubricant, and that basically goes on the torque surfaces, the mating surfaces of the head of the bolt and the piece that you're torquing it to. That just allows the bolt head to slip enough for you to get the accurate torque measurement. If you don't put any kind of lube on it, you will get inaccurate torque measurements because it is basically causing a friction surface and it needs that lube to spin. Alright guys, so we're gonna switch up a little bit. The flywheel bolts, for some reason, the threads in the crank are a little gummy, so we decided to go ahead and chase those threads, but it's a M10 by 1 thread pitch, so it's kind of odd. So we had to go ahead and order one. It should be here later today. And for the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and throw on this new intake filter that we have, Pexi power intake. This thing's pretty cool. Look at that. Josh, what do you think about this filter?
It sucks.
Well,
I mean, it's supposed to, right?
So we're gonna go ahead and pop out this factory air box, pop this right on where the math bolts on, and call it done. So after the air filter was just installed, I put my head down and tapped out all these holes. I figured you guys wouldn't really want to see that, so all the holes are tapped, and I have the flywheel in now. So she's all torqued to spec. Josh helped me, he held the crank, and I got her all torqued up, marked everything. I just wiped down the flywheel surface. Everything went great. So time to put the clutch on.
Super nice Clutch Masters clutch.
Oh, Clutch Masters!
Clutch Masters. But I felt like there'd already be something in existence for this, and we wouldn't have had to make it. But
Well, I think the cars that people manual swap are the RB25 ones.
that makes much more sense because of that ring
Yeah.
and the little pickup space.
And I mean, this is theoretically a similar engine to what came in the Maximas over here,
Yeah.
but even those pickups are completely different with those clutches. So,
I don't know. I mean, looking at it, I mean, I don't remember exactly where that sensor sits now.
right here.
But oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's still dead in line. We didn't mess with the alignment of that. Starter has plenty of clearance.
Should most definitely
And
work.
this thing's just gonna throw us straight on
Yep.
out here and get on. And I can't put it far enough because I don't want to break it. Yeah. Yeah, man. Some of the roughness and
Let's torque us down.
work it.
So guys, I hope you can hear me fine. Josh is in the background tuning 240, so normal around here. But I found the safety switch, and I promise you guys that I'll go ahead and start it for you. So before we close out this video, I want to let you guys listen to it run with no downpipe, no exhaust, no trans, just the engine. Guys, if you guys have a Gloria and you want to manual swap it, I think that will be the biggest hurdle that you have to overcome is the crank angle sensor and the pickup teeth. So now you guys know how to do it. If you got any buddies that are doing this swap and are questioning that, send them this video. But yeah, everything else is pretty straightforward now that we know it's all running and working. So stay tuned for the next video. We'll throw the transmission in. We will get it rolling, get it driving, maybe even a burnout, I don't know. Got to do the 3-inch exhaust on it, and we got to do the suspension, we got to get the hydro in, got to get the shifter in, so there's a bunch to go on, as you can see, but I think that's going to be it for this one. So stay tuned for next time. We're going to get back to work on it here, actually today, so you guys will see that later, but thank you so much for staying tuned, and like, comment, subscribe, let us know what else you want to see in the future, and thank you guys.